With respect to our professor, Dr. Nerissa Beatriz, and to you, my virtual classmate, isang mapagpalang umaga po sa ating lahat. I am po Sherilyn R. Garchaterena, a teacher from San Jose District Division of Camarines Sur. For today po, I am tasked to discuss to you about theoretical and conceptual framework and paradigm. Pardon na lang po if there's noises around. Okay, let's proceed. Frameworks. There are two types of frameworks. First is theoretical frameworks, then the second one is conceptual frameworks. What is a research framework? Let us first define what does it mean. Research framework illustrates the structure of the research plan. It helps formulate relevant research questions. It is an outline or paradigm that represents the topic to be studied and the variable and context. It determines the right approach and methods to apply. And a while ago I said that there are two types of frameworks, that is theoretical and conceptual. Framework, it is derived from a combination of theories or parts of theories. This framework guides the research in synthesizing the different theories used in formulating a new one. Kumbaga, this research framework serves as a backbone of our researches. Kumbaga, dito nakadepende yung ating mga research. What is a conceptual framework? It is how the research problem will have to be explored. It informs your readers on what to expect and know from your research. It defines the relevant variable for your study. It maps out how variables relate to each other. Constructed before collecting data. It is represented in a visual form. It outlines the input, process, and output of the whole investigation. And then, it is also called the research paradigm. Ano naman ang theoretical framework? Theoretical framework states the theory aspects of your work. It is a collection of interrelated theories which guides your research work. It gives direction to research, allowing to convincingly interpret, explain, and generalize. Then, it provides focus and organization to the study. It exposes and abstract meaning. It connects the present study to existing studies and terms. Mamaya malalaman natin po bakit. Then, it identifies strengths and weaknesses. Theoretical versus conceptual. Ano ba yung differences nila? Ano ba yung similarities nila? Let's discuss that one by one. Theoretical and conceptual framework similarities. First, they point to the reliability of the study from the previous research findings and theories. Then, both explain the future course of the research study, justifying the reliability of the study. Third, both are used to understand the research problem and guide the development, collection, and analysis of the research. Fourth, they both show the relationship between ideas and theories and how they relate to the study. Now let's move on to the differences of conceptual and theoretical frameworks. Theoretical framework is based on the use of an existing theory or theories. Halimbawa, the theory of motivation of Bandura or the self-efficacy theory of motivation by Bandura. Conceptual framework. Conceptual framework, on the other hand, is the literal meaning of the concept of the study using dictionary meaning and empirical findings from other literatures. Example sa theoretical framework. Ang study ngayon natin is all about student learning motivation. Kumbaga, papasok doon. There are different areas na papasok sa learning motivation of students. Nandiyan yung in terms of psychology, education, neuroscience, anthropology, biology, and sociology. Ito yung mga pwedeng maka-apekto sa learning motivation. Example, yung study mo papasok sa psychology, then under psychology, meron dyan different theories na pwede nating i-apply. Example, the Deci and Ryan self-determination theory, Weiner's theory of attribution, Atkinson's theory of emotions, Dweck's goal theory, Covington's self-worth theory, and then, sabi ko nga kanina, is the Bandura self-efficacy theory of motivation. Example, pipiliin natin or papasok sa study natin is the theory of Bandura, the self-efficacy theory of motivation. Then, under Bandura self-efficacy theory of motivation, meron tayong four factors which determine self-efficacy. Ano ba yung meaning ng self-efficacy? Self-efficacy is the belief or yung paniniwala mo na you are capable of achieving a specific goal or achieving a particular result. Yung confidence, kumbaga. Under that, ito na nga yung four factors na nakakaapekto sa self-efficacy ng tao or ng estudyante. First one is performance accomplishment. Ito, performance accomplishment. Then, ano ba yung performance accomplishments? Siyempre, accomplishments, yung mga nagawa. Kumbaga, papasok dito yung self-esteem mo. Kasi, nagawa mo na nga. Malakas na ang loob mo. Kumbaga, confident ka na. Then, the second one is vicarious experience. Kumbaga, dito naman, ito yung mga naranasan mo or based on your observation around you or ano ba yung naobserbahan mo sa ibang tao. Kumbaga, dahil doon, magkakaroon ka ng self-efficacy or belief sa iyong sarili na kaya mo. Then, the third one is about verbal persuasion. Ano ba yung verbal persuasion? From the word persuasion, pursue. This naman, dito naman papasok yung encouragement and discouragement from other people or other person around you. Dito sa verbal persuasion, dito masushape yung self-efficacy. Dahil nga sa mga sasabihin ng ibang tao. Then, the last one is all about physiological or emotional states. Ito naman, paano naman ito nakakaapekto sa self-efficacy or belief na capable of achieving ang isang tao? Siyempre, based sa mga emotions, anxieties, yung mga emotions na nararamdaman ng tao, isa yun nakakaapekto sa self-esteem or self-efficacy ng student or all of us. So, papasok na tong four factors na to sa self-efficacy. Then these four factors may affect. Base dyan, maapektuhan yung performance ng bata or behavior. Then, dito naman, kumbaga dito sa theoretical framework, nagbe-base tayo sa existing theories. Ito sa conceptual framework, kumbaga parts lang siya ng mga theories na pinag-combine para makabuo tayo ng conceptual framework. Example ito, kinuha niya lang yung persuasive communication, emotional intelligence, kumbaga sariling gawa mo to ng researcher. May in-include na siyang gender, institutional support, then perceived learning capability. Doon na papasok yung performance ng bata. Next, theoretical framework looks into the current research problem using the lens of past relevant theories from existing literatures. Sabi ko nga kanina, existing na siya. Conceptual framework looks at the current research problem through the lens of existing knowledge on the topic and what the researcher wants us to know about that topic. Then, theoretical framework is often used in quantitative researches. Conceptual framework are commonly seen in the qualitative research works. Ano ba yung difference ng quantitative at qualitative research? Kanina, na-discuss na po ni ma'am yung difference ng dalawa. So, quantitative research in deductive research. Kumbaga, yung quantitative research is deductive siya. Researchers normally use a dominant theory to address a given research problem from general to specific, kumbaga. Then, qualitative research, many aspects of different theoretical perspectives are brought together to build up a generalization with enough power to guide the study. Sabi ko kanina po, yung ang conceptual framework is all about different ideas from different theories. Kinumbine siya para makabuo ng isang generalization about your research. Ito naman is inductive research, which means from specific to general. Then, quantitative research problem, identify relevant theoretical structure. So, deductive approach kanina, sabi ko nga. Then, apply to theoretical framework. Then, qualitative research problem, synthesize relevant concepts from various sources. Yung from different sources or concepts from different theories. Then, apply to conceptual framework. What are the differences? Again, we have general set of ideas and theories, while conceptual framework have the specific concept the researcher uses in the study. Theoretical framework also focuses on the historical background and the structure to filling the gap in knowledge, while conceptual framework focuses on the fundamental concepts characterizing the study, variable to give an informed understanding of the study. How to write a good theoretical framework? First, examine your research problem. Mamaya po, may example po akong ibibigay para maintindihan natin. Then, consider the key variables in your research. Review part-related literature to find answers to your research question. And then lastly, list the constructs and variables that might be relevant to your study. That is how we write a theoretical framework. Then next one is how to write a good conceptual framework. First, after selecting a topic for your research, carry out a literature then try to understand what research has already been done on the subject matter and contribute. Then, look for the specific variables explained in the literature and examine the relationship between them. Ensure your thesis contributes and fills in a gap in knowledge. And lastly, create your conceptual framework. Ito po yung example ng some theories na pwede nating i-apply sa ating mga research studies. In terms of blended learning, papasok dyan yung probable theories, learning theory, online collaborative learning theories. Then, under curriculum naman, curriculum development, papasok naman po yung probable theories, dyan Dewey's theory, curriculum theory, Tripp's theory, Good, Goodson's theory, actor new network theory, and then journalism, theory of society, democracy theory, communication theory. Madami pa pong theories pero hindi naman natin malalagay dito lahat. So, depende na lang po yun sa pag-research natin kung saan tayo pwedeng kumuha. Pwedeng online, pwede rin namang sa mga school libraries or any other sources. So, what is IBDB, concept map, and IPO? Ano ba to? These are conceptual framework and paradigm. Ito yung mostly used types of conceptual framework. Yung ID, IVDB, ito yung independent variables. Nasabi na to kanina ni ma'am, independent variable, dependent variable. Yung IPO naman is input, process, and output. Concept map, alam naman po natin to. Then, what is an IPO? Input, process, output model of a research paradigm. Input, process, and output. The IPO model is a functional representation of graph that identifies the inputs and the processing tasks to be done to transform inputs into an output. Input, the variables that causes the problem, phenomenon, or transformation. Ito yung mga kung may research tayo, yung mga makakaapekto, yung mga gagawin mong tanong or questions, ito yung input. Sa process naman, it is the method by which the variables are collected and synthesized. Kung paano mo pre-process yung mga input mo. Example, meron kang mga questionnaire. Ano yung ginawa mo? Online, interview, ito yung process. Dito papasok sa process. Then, output naman is the result of the input and process which lead to ano yung pwedeng gawin based doon sa result. Then, example, ito yung research mo. Effect of sleep deprivation on the academic performance of students. Okay. Base dito sa research title na to, ano ba yung pwede nating kuning or gawing theoretical framework? Example lang po ito. Theoretical framework. Sa theoretical framework po, dapat naka-sentence format tayo. Theoretical framework. This study is grounded on the cognitive attentional model of sleep deprivation from Duran 2001, which posits that sleep deprivation negatively impacts cognitive functions, particularly attention and memory, leading to decreased academic performance. Additionally, the study draws from the self-efficacy theory of Bandura, yung sinabi ko nga kanina, na papasok sa theory ni Bandura yung example po doon. Then, suggesting that sleep-deprived students reduce self-efficacy and motivation further exacerbate academic performance decline. Ito, one theoretical framework na po to, example. Then, another one, this research is guided by the sleep-wake homeostasis model by Barbley 1982, and the cognitive load theory by Sweller, 1988, which collectively suggests that sleep deprivation disrupts cognitive processes, increases mental fatigue, and diminishes academic performance, particularly in tasks requiring attention, memory, and problem-solving skills. Ito po are example lang po ng theoretical framework, pero madami pa pong pwedeng pumasok doon na theories. Ito pa po, sample. Sleep deprivation theory, attention restoration theory, emotional regulation theory, self-determination theory. Bahala po kayo kung ano po yung theory na pagbabasehin nyo. Kasi this will serve as the backbone of our researches. So, pero syempre, kung kukuha tayo ng theories from other authors, dapat ilalagay natin or i-credit natin sila. Ilalagay natin yung pangalan, name of the authors, syempre yung title ng kanilang theories, then yung theoretical statement or principles na nagsusupport doon sa study mo, then explanation of the theoretical statement. Bakit yun ang kinuha mo? Ano yung relationship noon sa study mo? Then, yun nga, relationship of the theory to the present study. Then, next. Okay. Remember to choose theories relevant to your research question. Siyempre, dapat yung kukunin nating theories related sa study natin. Kaya, alangan naman nakukuha tayo ng theories na wala naman relationship sa study. Then, clearly explain how the theories relate to your study and use established theoretical framework to support your arguments. Ito yung mga references nung example ko kaninang theoretical frameworks. Ito. Hanapin nyo na lang po. Screenshot para kung kailangan po ninyo is madali lang pong hanapin. Then, conceptual framework. Ito naman po, base din po ito doon sa dito, sa research title na Effect of Sleep Deprivation on the Academic Performance of Students. Kung nagbigay na tayo ng example kung theories ang babasehan natin, ito naman, conceptual framework naman siya. Depende po kasi sa inyo kung ano yung babasehan nyo. Kung gagawa kayo ng sarili nyo, or magbe-base na po kayo doon sa theories na already existing. Example, conceptual framework. This study proposes a conceptual framework that illustrates the relationship between sleep deprivation and academic performance, mediated by cognitive function, emotional regulation, and motivation. The framework consists of three main concepts. Yung binigay ko kaninang sample format of conceptual framework are the IVDB format. Independent variable, dependent variable. Based doon sa ating title na binigay, effects of sleep deprivation on the academic performance of students, aalamin mo yung independent variable. Tapos yung dependent variable. Pag sinabing dependent variable, ito yung nakaka-apekto doon sa dependent variable. Ito, independent variable, nakaka-apekto, dependent variable, yung naaapektuhan. So, sleep deprivation, pag kulang yung tulog, syempre makaka-apekto dito sa academic performance ng bata. Ano naman yung mediating variables? Ito yung mga factors na may affect the academic performance. The framework suggests that sleep deprivation negatively affects cognitive function, emotional regulation, and motivation, and ultimately leading to decreased academic performance. This one is sample lang po. Pero, sa conceptual framework, meron po siyang, ano yun? Sa research po, meron siyang, yung mga naka-box-box po, format niya. Another one, conceptual framework. Dito naman po ang ginamit is the IPO, Input Process Output Model. Ang ginamit dito. Siyempre, aalamin yung input, which is sleep deprivation. Ano yung process na ginawa. Then, output is the academic performance. Assumption, ito na po yung assumption niya. Then, theoretical foundation. Saan ba yung, sabi ko kanina, ang conceptual framework is base sa different ideas or concepts of different theories. So, ito yung mga pinagkunan ng researcher na ideas para mag-come up doon sa conceptual framework. Cognitive attentional models of efficacy theory and emotional regulation theory. Remember to clearly define variables and relationships. Use established theories to support your framework. Illustrate the framework using diagrams. Yung sabi ko po kanina na mga boxes, that is the diagrams and the flowcharts. Ito yung references if you are interested po. Then, that would be all my report for today. Thank you po.